First up is Tragedy Girls. So this is a 2017 movie starring Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Aurora Monroe, aka Storm. And then I'm going to use real names now. It also has Jack Quaid, Kevin Durand, and Craig Robinson, and Josh Hutcherson. Those last two are just have small bits. But yeah, this is like a comedy horror. The basic premise is that there are these two high school girls who really love serial killers and stuff, and they have like a bunch of blogs, and they're trying to get famous for like their blogs about serial killers. So to kind of help themselves along, they become serial killers, and they kind of blame it on other people. And yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. Um, I liked it. I definitely liked it. I like the premise a lot. I think it's a solid premise. And then also all of the murders, kills were great. They were super gruesome. Like I definitely like screamed every time. But then they were also like really creative and different and just, not something you see all the time. So yeah, I think that was really solid. My kind of big complaints are the dialogue is definitely an old person writing teenage dialogue. Like that wasn't good. And then my other complaint, where did it go? Was it was not good acting at times. These two just like I've seen these two, obviously in Deadpool and in the bad X-Men movies, and like she was solid in Deadpool, so like she can act. And I don't know, I think it was fine. I think maybe just with a more talented director or something, it could have been better. I don't know. I don't know exactly where it went wrong, but it was good. I liked it. If you want like a silly horror slasher film that's kind of funny, I definitely recommend it. It's a good time. Yeah. I did quick want to say my favorite scene. So like these two are gonna go kill Craig Robinson, and he's a giant guy, and they're just like two frail little girls. Like they're both so tiny. And like so they decide, oh, we're gonna like poison him. But then one of them gets impatient, and then so like they decide to like actually just full on attack him, and it goes exactly how you would imagine two frail little girls attacking a giant man would go. And it's hilarious. It's and it ends in a really good kill too. So yeah, I definitely, it's fun times. Fun times. Murder is fun. No, it's not. Okay. Now on to The House of the Devil. So this is a 2009 movie starring Jocelyn Donahue, I can read, and Greta Gerwig. That's the whole reason I actually watch it, is because Greta Gerwig. My brother Justin, he was hearing me talk about Frances Ha, and he was like, oh, she was in this movie. And I was like, oh, cool, I'll watch it. And it was pretty decent. I liked it. It's basically just a giant homage to 70s and 80s horror movies, and like it was shot that in that style with that kind of camera and stuff. And like I kept having to remind myself, this is like a new movie. Like this didn't come out 40 years ago because Greta Gerwig's in it, and she is not that old. But yeah, basically there's this girl. She needs to pay her rent. And so she goes and takes a babysitting job at this house. And yeah, I will say this movie is definitely a slow burn. It is incredibly slow. Like I like slow movies, especially when they build to something. And this definitely builds to something and like does come together at the end. But it's almost just like, it's just too much of nothing happening. Just like, okay, let's have something happen, and then something finally does happen. I was like, okay, let's go back to the nothing. Let's go back to the nothing. That's a bit much, but no, it was decent. Just be warned if you do want to watch this one. It's very very slow. Though one of my favorite moments though is nearish to the end. Is so she's kind of like exploring the house, and she has like her headphones in, like listening to her tape deck or Walkman. And she's just like dancing around the house, just like hopping, having a good time. And I was like, yeah, I like this. This is fun. And also, she like has that face of like you immediately care about this person and her problems. So like I was definitely sucked in right away. And she's also just like such a tiny, frail little person. Like you could just like pick her up. Yeah. But yeah, it's fine. I wanted to like it more. I love this poster. This poster is incredible, though it's kind of lying because the house doesn't get that crazy. But yeah, it was decent. I liked it. And lastly is Good Boy. Look, Judy Greer. She's starring in a movie. though this isn't exactly a movie. It's kind of a movie, but I'm going to count it as a movie. Essentially, it's an anthology show on Netflix where each episode is a feature-length movie. Like it's 90 minutes, so it's a movie. Plus, like we can just have Judy Greer star in more stuff. That'd be great. But yeah, so basically, this movie just came out, like literally this last month. Stars Judy Greer, and then it's also got McKinley Freeman, and then Ellen Wong from frickin' Scott Pilgrim. Right here. There he is. There's Scott Pilgrim right there. Look at that. Love her. It's so nice to see her. But yeah, it's an all right movie. Basically, the premise is that Judy Greer is getting a lot of anxiety in her life, so she gets an anxiety dog to help her with her problems. But the twist is that instead of comforting her, he goes around and kills everything that makes her anxious. And yeah, it was decent. I don't know. I wanted to like this movie a lot, and I did like it. Well, the movie's okay. It's kind of like on that line in between liked and meh. And I think I'm putting it in liked. I haven't actually ranked it yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what went wrong with this movie. This is actually directed by the same guy who did Tragedy Girls. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, and the movie's about aging and anxiety. Those are like the main themes of the movie. Also like kind of motherhoody stuff. A thing I did really like about the movie though is that it has a very diverse cast. Like pretty much every other character is a different race, and that's just kind of neat. I wasn't expecting that. You don't expect that kind of thing, but it's cool. The dog is super adorable. I will say that Doug's incredibly adorable. Someone on Reddit pointed out a way to kind of like make this movie a little better, kind of give it a little more mystery, is basically she's taking some what is the word? Stuff to make babies better, medicine. There's a fancier word for that. Sorry. And one of the side effects is it gives hallucinations. And it would have been great if because she takes that like 3/4 of the way into the movie, I think. But it would have been great had she taken it at the beginning of the movie before the dog started to kill anyone, so that like we're not sure if like the dog is really killing people or if it's all in her head and like she's actually killing people or like no one's dying. So like we're like, oh, what's actually happening? But no, the entire movie we know the dog is actually killing people. But yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was fun to watch 3 horror movies though. I like that.